Before we start this video, I just wanted to talk about something that I've seen people kind of mentioning in comments, and that was whether or not I was going to do a pet showcase. Wow, that is loud. Do you hear that? Hold on, is it gonna do it? That's the tiger lily, but it's not even there because it's just like the young tiger lily. I don't know, that's weird. Alright, that's messed up. The tiger lily is growling, but it's not even fully grown yet. But we're gonna stand over here. So people were asking if I was going to do a pet showcase on the new pet, which is the white tiger. And I looked at this thing. It's basically like the panther. Pretty much exactly like the panther. Just, you know, reskinned. 8,000 crowns, normally 9,500. Wow, what a sale. And because we have the Pet-a-Palooza going on right now, I mean, let's be honest, pets in the crown shop, very expensive. Just all of them. Like, unless you get this evil Sandman, that's actually reasonable. Who wants that? I don't know. If this is your pet, you know, yeah, let's just look at the evil Sandman. There you go. But here's the pets. There's also some other pets. Where is the regular panther? This pet right here is just a reskin of the panther. It's hiding. It's trying to disguise itself as a white tiger, but it's just the panther. And I remember not doing a pet showcase on this specifically because it was so expensive that I'm like, you know what? We're not going to do a pet showcase on a panther that's 9,500 crowns. Same with the white tiger. It's just the panther in disguise. It's trying to fool you guys. Don't fall for it. But that I just want to talk about that because people were asking about that pet. But some of those pets are just really expensive. The other thing is I'm running a Jewel Blossom farm, and once I get these to Elder, or maybe I'll wait a little bit, we'll see. I'll do a little video kind of harvesting them at Elder, see what they get, because I am starting the Jewel farm. It'll be really nice whenever the member benefit is for the guard rewards, like double guard rewards, and I can harvest them and get another, like, what is it, 6 or 7 Jewel Blossoms, so we can continue farming that. But just a few things I want to talk about before we actually start this video. We're gonna head to Grizzleheim because this video is irrelevant to Grizzleheim, at least for me, but we're gonna be talking about Mass Feint. And Mass Feint, I want to talk about how good of a card I think it is. So let's get the Grizzleheim music going if I can hear it. Okay, I can kind of hear it. So Mass Feint is a card that came out with the new pack, and it's the Dorgan. You get the Dorgan hood, and with the Dorgan, you know, let's just put it on because it's Dorgan. We'll take out the mount too. So you have to suffer this look, at least until you stitch it. I haven't stitched it yet. You have to suffer wearing this like sock on your face, well, not your face but your head, in order to get one of the best cards in the game, which is Mass Feint right there. So it puts a 75 on all the enemies and then 1 on you, and it's 1 pip. You can't use it in PvP, but that's to be expected because this card is already insane in PvE, so why would they put it in PvE? But the reason this card is really good for a support is normally you're probably going to use this card on lower level minions than you. One instance is in Grizzleheim. If you're farming for gold, then you'll probably use Mass Feint if you have it in order to farm quickly, because the person who is kind of the support, which would be my life, for instance, I would probably use that in order to quickly just put up a feint on everyone on the first turn, and then you have a storm that uses Tempest, and wow, look at that, you killed everyone. So it just is super helpful. And that's not the only instance where it could be good. Any kind of, like, think about it this way: if you are leveling someone and you're playing a support high level character and you're helping someone else level, if you have Mass Feint, that makes the entire battle go way faster because you can put up feints quicker. First turn you could Mass Feint, or maybe second turn, and then the other turn you could blade or put another feint. Instantly 2 feints. You have a feint on the other minion because you're probably going to feint the boss, so you have a feint on the other minion as well, which doesn't normally happen, and you can just easily kill them all. So that'll be really useful. Overall, I'm just really impressed with this spell because it was one that we've been asking for a while. Mass Feint was a card that we were like, you know, whenever this card comes in the game, it's going to be really good. You know, I can't wait for the day when we can put a feint on everyone. I forgot what Blue said that he was going to do if they ever put Mass Feint in the game, but I think he kind of rescinded on that and was like, I meant whenever they were going to put Mass Feint as a learnable spell. I don't think they would ever do that, so I think Blue's safe with his bet. on not having to do whatever he said he was going to do. But it does exist in the game only on this hat. This is the only way you can use it. You have to go with these stats. But it's good enough of a card that it's worth it to lose out on, you know, whatever resist I can get, like my Jade Hood. It'd probably, you know, be better to use Mass Feint in this case than to get resist. Especially for lower level fights, because it doesn't matter. It's way better to put up one feint on every single enemy than to have resist in those, because you're not gonna die. I mean, let's be honest, you're gonna have plenty of other gear that is going to help you sustain the fight. Even with the Mass Feint on you, like even with the 75 feint on you, you're probably gonna have resist that kind of negates that anyway. You're not gonna take that much damage, because that's like the drawback of it, is it puts a feint on yourself. That's 75% to the next spell, but normally the enemies aren't going to be doing that much damage anyway. The other place where this is useful is on Morganth. I was farming Morganth a lot over the last 3 days, and I got plenty of amulets from it. I'm not on my storm, but my storm got 4 amulets from Morganth in 2 days. And my girlfriend Tara was in the battles with me, and she would use Mass Feint before we hit every time she got it, and it's super helpful because it puts one on every single Morganth enemy and helps you do way more damage. So it's just a useful card to a support's arsenal, I think, and I feel like if you have that and you're a support character, you know, enduring the look of this hat or stitching it is worth it, even with the stats, because the stats aren't really crazy. I mean, basically if you're a different school than Death, you're getting, you know, 11% power pip and accuracy, and the rest of it you can't really use. I mean, I guess Shadow, but you're not going to use Shadow if you're a support too much. But that's Mass Feint. I think it's a really good card, and I kind of want it. If this was, here's the thing, here's like the balancing act that they have to play with this card. I want it to be on other pieces of gear or other items or pets. Okay, that's, I know, pets is a little crazy. I want it to be on other things in the game, but I keep thinking, like, is that going to be too much? You know, is that going to make this too good? And I'm not sure yet. I don't know if it is on something else. If it's learnable as a death spell, yes, that's crazy. Even if they made it no PvP. But Death could learn this. What if a Death could learn this and potent it? And then it puts an 85 on everyone and on yourself. That's insane. Because if Death learned this as a spell, then you would be able to use potent on it. You can't use potent on it now because it's an item card and you can't enchant item cards. But if it ever was a actual card, a learnable card, then you would be able to do that, and that would be just crazy. You could put up one Mass Feint regular, and then you could put up a potent Mass Feint. Okay, if we ever get to that point in the game, I don't know what to say, because that's gonna be insane. I don't know if we'll ever get that far, but Mass Feint for now is really useful, and I'm excited to see how people use it. I've been using it occasionally on my Life Wizard. And if you're Death, it's even better because you actually benefit from some of the stats that you have to use with the Death hat. So, I don't know. It's crazy that this card is good enough that even if you're not Death, using this Death hat for the fight is good. So, I will be using that. And think about it, I could even use this card in future walkthroughs with blue, because this didn't exist during our Mirage walkthrough, but in the future, for a future world walkthrough, maybe I'll be using this hat, because I kind of want to switch, but I have energy. But basically, I still could get a good amount of resist because I would have Jade Robe, I would have Jade Boots probably, yeah, because those are still like the best. And then maybe a defensive pet. I mean, my defensive pet is pretty good with, at least I have a lot of storm resist. But I still have a lot of resist even with that hat, so it'd make it worth it. I don't know, that seems pretty crazy to me that I might be stitching this hat to one of my life pieces of gear at some point. But I don't know. How good is Mass Feint? Really good. I'm impressed with it, and I like that they're adding new unique spells into the game, even if they're just on pieces of gear. Because with this new pack, we had a lot of unique item cards on this. And even on the new bundle, this is a new card. We had Iron Wind from the Houston hat. They're adding a lot of unique cards, and there's instances where they work out really well, and this one's the best one of that. So I'm going to be using it if you're support and you're thinking of, you know, if you had this hat and you're thinking, like, is it going to be worth it to use? I think it is. I think your other stats, if you have Jade Gear or a good defense pet, could make it worth it. So that is it. That was all I wanted to say about this. But Mass Feint, good card. Really helps to just push a lot of damage early on. And why wouldn't you use this if you're farming earlier bosses that are easy? Even I'm considering using this on later bosses. So we'll see how this plays out still, but this is going to be a piece of gear that I'll always have on my Life Wizard, and I'll probably use it in a good amount of instances. I need to stitch it to something so it doesn't look like this, but for now, this is what it's going to be. And that's going to be it for this video. So let me know what you guys think of the card, if you're using it on a support character, if you think it's good. And other than that, leave a like if you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all next time.